Hello and welcome to this eSafety support video. In this video we're going to look at importing a list of contacts for an external file. So here we are at the dashboard for a Premium Plus member. And the thing we're interested in this video is the distribution widget. So I'll click the distribution contact list to get started. In a previous video we looked at how to add contacts one at a time using this form here to enter the name and email address. And if you saw that video you'll recognise this staff list here. In this video what we're interested in is being able to add multiple staff in a single go by importing a list. So to start that we click the import distribution list and we're presented with a new form. To import a distribution list we're going to need a comma separated value text file, a CSV file you may know it as. These can be easily created by exporting from Microsoft Excel or from your school management system. If you're not sure what a CSV file should look like, there is an example here that you can download. So let's take a look at that. Depending on how your browser is configured, you may simply be able to click here, or you might want to right click and choose something like Save Link or Save Target. Let's take a look at that file. Okay, so here we have a comma delimited list, commonly known as a .csv file, and as you can see we have two columns of data with the headers name and email at the top. Each column in each row is separated by a comma and there is simply a carriage return at the end of each row. Okay, so let's import this file. The first thing we need to do is to choose what type of contact list we're importing. We can choose from the options here. You can only import one list type at a time, so if you have a list that has multiple types in, you'd need to separate those out. So I have some more staff to import, so I make sure that the staff option is selected. Next I'm going to choose my file. This will open up a dialog box which allows me to find my file on my computer. And here it is, so I'm going to click open. As you can see here, the dialog has changed to show which file has been selected. If we've incorrectly chosen a file, we can click this again and choose the correct file. Once that's done, it's simply a case of clicking import and the file will be imported for us. So we're back at our desktop. We've got a nice message saying that the contacts have been imported. And so if we go back to our distribution widget and look at our distribution contact list, we can see that the new contacts are all in there. And as before, these can be deleted simply by clicking the button. And that's all there is to it. But I'll go through a couple of examples of things that might just help with your administration. So we've deleted a couple of the imports there. If I go back to import the list again, select the list and import it and go back to the distribution contact list, we can see that those two that we deleted have been imported again, but it hasn't duplicated anything. It will only allow one copy of each record. The email address has to be unique. So we see we've got 16 contacts then. Just to illustrate that again, if I try to import this list again, it will process and we can go then and check the distribution contact list. We will find there's still 16 there because it hasn't created any duplicates. Let's have a look at things we might want to do to this list. So here's our list. So for instance, if we wanted to add more names to this, we can simply add another name to the end of the list. I'll use a Z so it's easy to find in the list. So we type the name, then a comma, and then the email address, and save that. If we go back to our importer tool again, import distribution list, I'm going to select the entire list and import that, and then we'll check it. And you'll see we've now got 17 contacts, and if we scroll down, there's Z Smith. We can see that even though we imported the entire list again, it has only actually added the extra name. Now it's possible that if you have exported your distribution list, your CSV file from Excel or your school management system, you may have some different column names. So for instance, you might have a column called staff name and email address. If we try and import this list, the system won't recognize it. It won't know what these columns are. So in this case, we simply edit the column names, save that, and that list is now the correct format. Let's take a look at another example. I'm going to delete the staff members that I've imported from this list. Okay, right, it's possible that also if you've done a data export from your school management system or an Excel spreadsheet, you may have some extra columns. So let's have a look at an example here. So here we have a CSV file that has columns, the name, email, the year group and the class, and that data is all in there. That's fine, you can work with this providing the name and the email fields are correctly delineated and titled. We can import without a problem from this kind of file. So if we look at importing again, I'll choose this new file, and import, and we can see that those names are in here. It has ignored the columns it doesn't need. So providing the name and email columns are correctly structured within the file, everything should be okay. So that should help you get to grips with the import tool. Thank you.